down to our final interview of the evening, and that will be, let's see if I can ask them to join us. Here we go. I'll have to ask her about this. So there is a real fun group based in Astoria, Queens. Jen.
Hi, how's it
Hi
going?
there. How's it
Hey,
going? Jennifer. Do you prefer Jen or Jennifer?
either one is fine.
All right,
Jennifer's
let's
good.
let's go with Jennifer. So Jennifer, I was about to get into the description of what your group is all about, and your group it's called the Random Access Theater,
Yeah.
right? And you do something called the drunk texts, and the drunk texts, to my understanding, is anytime I see the descriptions, it always makes me laugh. You guys, what you do is you take the drunk history concept or the drunk whatever, the drunk Shakespeare concept, and you mash it up with some kind of pop cultural thing, whether it's Star Wars or Harry Potter or something like that. And I think right now this week you're just tomorrow night. I think you're
Uh,
starting again with another Star Wars mashup, right?
yeah, it's different than the drunk Shakespeare concept. Drunk Shakespeare, one actor gets drunk and then they try to do the show and hilarity ensues. Our show is different in that we we do restoration comedies. The show used to be called Drunk Restoration Comedy, but we've also started writing our own adaptations of pop films in Shakespearean or Old English style verse. And I'm sorry, I have a cat here who's being very difficult. But then where our show is different is that instead of one actor just taking a bunch of shots, the whole cast is drinking throughout the whole thing, and we play drinking games with the audience. So it's a very interactive experience all around.
Right.
It's about 90 minutes, and I think what sets us apart is that we're doing a lot of classical texts that you don't get to see. Um, Often, we do a lot of 16th and 17th century theater, and we're trying to showcase some of that because there's not a ton of it, and we love it. It's hilarious. So,
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, you have some Shakespeare in there, but you also have some other works. You have some of the names escape me right now, but you have some of the guys that you learn about in college and you learn about in some of the and you have
mhm.
that such wonderful text, but you don't always see done in New York. New
Yeah,
York,
like Sheridan and Congreve,
right, right,
and
right, right.
Afroben a lot.
Hmm.
Um, yeah, and this show is great. It started as a fundraiser for Random Access Theater, and it kind of just took on a life of its own, and now we do it a lot.
So tell me about the genesis of all this. You're kind of hitting at it, but where did Random Access Theater start?
Yeah, Random Access Theater has been around for the last 10 years. I started the company with a friend of mine that I had reconnected with when I was at grad school at RADA.
Hmm.
And when we both came back
The
to New York,
Royal Academy of Dramatic Arts
yes,
in the
yeah, yeah.
UK. Okay. Hmm.
And we both came back to New York at about the same time in 2010.
Hmm.
We wanted to do classical theater. We didn't necessarily know if we wanted to do just Shakespeare, if we wanted to do anything else. So we started a theater company. And the idea behind Random Access, sorry, the idea behind Random Access is we do classical text for a contemporary audience and we
Hmm.
reimagine them in a way that feels accessible. And that can mean different things. Either we do shows that we think have relevant themes, we cut and rewrite shows, we do contemporary shows with classical themes. And then we did Mike Gregoric, who is one of our board members, had this idea for a fundraiser that, we should do a reading of a classical show and play drinking games and have fun. Uh, and we did, and people really loved it, of course, because that's what people love. And so we started doing it every month, and we started doing it at Players Theater. Now we've kind of branched out. We do it at a bunch of different locations. Arlene's Grocery, QED in Astoria. We were at the beginning of the pandemic last year supposed to have a year-long residency at the Pit.
Hmm.
So unfortunately, that's not going to happen. But we still, Random Access still also does full productions of classical texts. We're hoping to do one this fall. There was one in the works for last year. Obviously, that didn't happen. So we're slowly getting things back together, but we're really excited that that Drunk Text is back on. What's great about it is we've cultivated a really wonderful group of actors who are our core ensemble. So people are just vaccinated and ready to start doing shows again. And it's a pretty easy show to produce. It doesn't have a lot of production value. So much of the fun and hilarity is in us kind of just making do with whatever is around. And I think people, they love that about the show. So.
But that's a really good thing that you hit on there. It's that some of the other people we've been talking to who are getting back to doing performances are primarily outdoor groups, and you guys are one of the indoor groups. So you're going to be indoors at Arlene's Grocery, and I've been at Arlene's Grocery years ago, and it's not a very big space. It's a little place downtown. They used to do a lot of music shows back in the day. I don't know if they still do, but that's indoor space. And what's going to be your parameters for performances? Is it going to be that your actors are all vaccinated and the people are distanced and they're masked, or how's that going to work?
So all of our cast is vaccinated, so they can be on stage and they can kind of be close and interact with each other. They still have to get tested before doing the show per Arlene's. There's no testing or vaccination requirement for audience members, but the rules are the audience has to be 12 feet from the cast. So they have to be pretty far away from the stage. So while Arlene's Grocery, usually I think their capacity is 150. For this show, it's just 15.
Wow.
So very small house.
A tenth of their capacity.
Yeah.
But that's how it has to begin. That's how have to take baby steps. That's how it starts up.
Yeah. Well, for them, it's not just so much that it's a tenth of the capacity. It's the way that they have to organize their space to keep what they feel is a safe distance between tables.
Right.
So they're really working hard to do it right and make sure everybody is safe. Of course, now they just announced today that in 2 weeks you can open up to full capacity.
Right.
So,
who would have known?
I don't know if people are really ready for that yet. But I know
that's a thing also. It's psychologically, so many people are not even ready. Even if you're allowed to have full capacity, people aren't necessarily in that mental space yet to do it, to accept it. So I applaud you guys for getting out there and doing it. And your show is tomorrow night, right?
Yeah, we have a show tomorrow night. Tickets are still available for those of you in the New York area who want to come see live theater in a safe and socially distanced place.
And I think your show tomorrow night is a riff on The Mandalorian, right? It's
that's on Friday.
That's on Friday. What's tomorrow night?
Tomorrow night we're doing Hope Renewed.
Okay.
Which is our Shakespearean style adaptation of Star Wars: A New Hope, because tomorrow is Star Wars Day. May the 4th.
May the 4th be with you, right?
Yeah, and that's written by one of our company members, Andrew Sanford. And then we have the complete works of The Mandalorian on Friday at QED, which is in Astoria. And that's written by company member Levi Penley.
Okay. All right. So you have two shows this week. One tomorrow night at Arlene's Grocery and one on Friday night at QED.
Yep.
And is QED, does it have the same kind of restrictions as Arlene's Grocery? That's a bigger space, QED.
It's not a bigger space, but it's a longer space. And I think they have like a little bit more wiggle room as far as how they need to arrange the tables. But they are, so where I think Arlene's is limiting audience a little bit more, QED is limiting cast size a little bit more. So Mandalorian will be really fun because there will only be 3 people on the stage playing all of the roles in all of the seasons. It's going to be pretty great. The script is absolutely phenomenal.
So you have 2 exciting shows to go to from the Drunk Texts from the Random Access Theater. One at Arlene's Grocery this Tuesday night, and that's for May 4th. May the 4th be with you for the Star Wars fans out there. And one is the complete works of The Mandalorian this Friday night in Astoria, Queens at QED. Both seem equally exciting. And I highly encourage the audience to go and check that out. I've seen a little bit of your work here and there, and you guys do fun stuff. It's a fun, energetic, lively troupe, and I commend you for getting out there and braving the uncertainty of the situation and putting your content back out there. Where can the audience come and find you if they want to get tickets and join you for these events?
Yeah, absolutely. You can find us at randomaccesstheater.com. You can find us at thedrunktext.com. And then we're also on Facebook and Instagram. Our Instagram is at RA Theater Co. and Facebook.com/The Drunk Texts.
Okay, fantastic. All right, well, Jennifer, listen, it's been a pleasure chatting with you. I
Yeah,
wish you
thank you
guys
so much.
I wish you the best of luck, and hopefully we'll be able to connect, and I'll be able to come check out one of your shows in person at some point soon.
Amazing. Thank you so much for having me on.
All right, thank you very much. Have a good night.
You too.
Okay, so that was Jennifer from the Random Access Theater Company and their outfit, The Drunk Texts, and that is live tomorrow night. That is Tuesday, May 4th, in celebration of Star Wars. May the 4th be with you, and that'll be at Arlene's Grocery downtown in New York City. And they're back again on Friday night with their complete works of The Mandalorian, and that is at QED in Astoria. Go to thedrunktext.com and check out all the information about how to reserve your spot. All right, well, thank you all for joining us here tonight.